Good morning, Patriots. How are you today? We have an error occurring. I'm not going live on Facebook. I wonder why that is. Well, bear with me, folks that are watching me live as I go over to Facebook and make a message and tell everybody to come follow me on YouTube, because evidently I'm blocked on Facebook again. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just fantabulous, don't you think? I mean, how much wonderful could it get? So here I'm live on YouTube right now and blocked on Facebook. So let's see if I can find it here real quick. There we go. And we go to there. And I apologize to everybody who's watching me do this live. I know this is not what you wanted to tune into. But what I got to do is I got to go over to Facebook and go to my page. I don't know why I'm blocked. Yep. Okay. See here. No live on Facebook today. I apologize to y'all watching me do this, but you got to do what you got to do, right? It's terrible. You know what, though? Let me tell you that as I'm doing this, I've noticed that a trend in the last week or two that more people watch me live on YouTube than they do on Facebook. I wonder why. Go to YouTube. Let's look below. Yes, I type real slow. I apologize. So I'm posting that real quick because let's see if they even let me post it. Yeah, they did. Okay, good. And hit the YouTube link. And we're live. Okay. I apologize about that. It's evidently I haven't got a notification yet, but I haven't looked either. I've been setting this up all day. So we'll just do this, and you'll have to check me out on Rumble or wherever you can, Telegram, because, well, the fascists over at Fascist Book, they don't want me to be on there for some reason. I don't know why. I'm a nice guy. I really am. Must have been something I said. So speaking of Facebook, a friend of mine, have you seen those little rings that they want you to put on your Facebook about how you got the vaccine? Well, this is what a friend of mine put on his. So maybe that's the reason why I got kicked off there today. I don't know. I haven't received any notifications that I'm suspended or anything. Maybe they're just broken. Maybe Facebook is not working right now. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I couldn't go live on the Facebook. So here we go. Well, this is Mike the Patriot coming to you live from Central Missouri, and you're not watching on Facebook. So if you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor, ring the bell, subscribe, and do all that stuff, and hit the like button and share this video. Go ahead and share this video from your YouTube onto Facebook or wherever, because, well, evidently Facebook's not doing it today. Also, check me out on Telegram, because eventually they are going to kick me off all these platforms like they are everybody else. But right now, Telegram is where it's at, and all the information that I put together you can find on Telegram. That's where I put everything together. It's a pretty good page if you like that kind of stuff. Also, all my videos are immediately loaded up to Rumble as soon as I'm done here, so you can catch it on a rerun over on Rumble. And yeah, I know Rumble's got the live feature, but you have to buy the $100 or $500 a month package as a content producer in order to go live. They said they will eventually have it for everybody, but they don't yet. They're probably working out the bugs. So anyways, as everything, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you've got a steaming hot cup of coffee. Thieves and liars, all of them. I tell you what, the whole Facebook crew, nothing but a bunch of thieves and liars. So, so I got a couple videos here. just to kind of lighten the mood. This right here, this gal right here is a TikTok video, and this was on my Telegram page. If you haven't seen it, go over and check it out. But this has got to be, I mean, just when you think you've seen the dumbest thing you've ever seen, someone else comes along to prove you wrong. So let me turn the mute off here and pay attention to this.
How is eating meat racist? I'll gladly tell you. Looks like we've got an oppressor on our hands. So, during slavery times, slaves did not get to eat the same things as their masters. They got the scraps that no one wanted, chitterlings. Now that black people have overcome slavery, they developed a rich barbecue culture to make up for all the meat eating that they lost out on. So when you go to the store and you buy a piece of meat as a white person, you are actively taking away a piece of meat that could be being enjoyed by a survivor of ancestral slavery. Eating meat is not only racist, but it's also anti Semitic. During the Holocaust, Jews did not get to eat meat in labor camps. They ate potato soup, which would spill on their bodies, burning them and giving them infections. Now, Jew survivors eat a lot of meat, brisket. Just let them have that. Stop appropriating every.
Stop appropriating. Oh my goodness. Whatever that means, stop doing that. Like I said, just when you thought you saw the dumbest thing that you could ever see, somebody comes along to prove you wrong. So eating meat is racist and anti-Semitic because whatever she said. People were eating meat way before then, right? You know that everybody's a descendant of a slave, and everybody's a descendant of a king. Oh, there's no point in me trying to explain something like this to her. She read it in a book at college, so she's much smarter than me because I don't. Only degrees I have is 98.8 degrees, so I don't have any idea about this sort of thing. Hey, like I said, just when you think you've seen the dumbest thing you've ever seen, someone come along and prove you wrong. Now, here's a good little video to watch. There's Bill Gates. Did you hear Bill Gates is getting divorced? That's interesting. I don't know what that means. Imagine that the alimony on that one will be tough. But here you go. Just watch this little video. Wait, doggone it. I forgot to unmute it. I mute it so that it doesn't echo. That's why I do that, because it's live in the background. Anyways, here you go.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Puny god. I think I might be his ex-wife for too long. Soon to be ex-wife. I know I'm bad. So Donald Trump posted. Do I have that one here? Yes, I have that one here. He said that the fraudulent presidential election of 2020 will be from this day forth known as the big lie. Now, if you watched those Rachel Maddow and all that stuff, they always talking about the big lie, the big lie, the big lie. The big lie in their side is that Donald Trump actually won. But that's not the big lie. Like Donald Trump's pointing out, the big lie is actually that Donald Trump did win. And so he posted this also, and he just showed you the big lie. It's just the way, I mean, he's a troller in chief. He's just absolute troller chief. If you go over, he's got it, and I forgot to load it into my Telegram account. I apologize. I shouldn't have even X'd out of that. I forgot to load it into my Telegram account, but if you go over to Donald Trump desk, donaldtrump.com/desk, I think it is. It's his new social media platform. But on there, you can share his post straight to Telegram, Twitter, and Instagram, or Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. This way, he could be on all those platforms with millions and millions of people sharing him. I mean, he's really setting that up good. So I'm scrolling through where I lost my place because I exited out of it. So I want to get to the next one I want to show you. So what? Okay. Let me go. Before I go there, let me go to this. Let me skip what I want to do here. So we're talking about the big lie. Let me skip that one. Let me do this one first. So Joe Biden was talking the other day, and he had something really important to say. This is just a minute or so long, but I just want you to hear. I mean, this guy can't say a complete sentence without messing it up, and neither can I, because I keep forgetting to take the mute off. I mute as I set this up because it'll echo.
We'll repeat. We're going to make it easier than ever to get vaccinated. Visit vaccines.gov, or text your zip code to 438829.
Here comes the Trump train.
Walk into your local pharmacy without.
Hey, let's do that again.
We're going to make it easier than ever to get vaccinated. Visit vaccines.gov, or text your zip code to 438829. 438829. Walk into your local pharmacy without an appointment. Go to the doctor or local health.
So there you go. You tax it to .gov or wherever it is that he says that you need to do. I can eat a bowl of alphabet soup and shit out a smarter statement. I mean, there you go. I think that pretty much describes all of it right there. So, and then there's just one more little video here.
So what you need to read.
So here's a little video. They're just talking about what's coming. Trump's plan, basically, is what this is.
So what you need to realize, you have to think about this for a minute, is that a lot of people knew. I mean, Trump even told us 2 years ahead of time it was going to be cheated, right? How did he know? Because he knew what was going on. Okay, so a lot of people knew. So a lot of people did stuff during the election and the weeks leading up to the election where they recorded everything. We have hard evidence before, during, and after the election, catching them in the act, adding voters, removing voters, adding votes, removing votes. We got them dead to rights. There's no way out of this. We have the hard evidence. So what's sort of fun is watching them scramble.
It's called the swamp. And you know what happened? And you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. I caught all of this corruption that was going on, and nobody else could have done it.
Can you hear me?
So something's coming. He let all this happen. We all know. I mean, and so trying to figure out how to say what I want to say and have it make sense, and not sound like I'm an angry right winger out to kill everyone. But something's coming. Something's happening that's about to change everything. But I think we're going to go through some, if you watched my video from yesterday, I think we're going to go through some tough times, some real tough times before all of that gets here. You know, there's, well, here's a little video. This is out of China. You know, it's been raining for days and days and days in China. Take a look at this.
有關生得落行嚟咯。
Absolutely some amazing pictures, video here. There's no sound on this part, so that's what you're not hearing. It's just, I mean, they're just devastating what's going on over there right now. The human tragedy's got to be huge. Just watching this happen over there, but you got to ask yourself a question: what does this mean? What's going on? I mean, remember some of the prophecies, some of the stuff that's been talked about. You got to wonder what's. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. So, I just wanted to play that. I just wanted you to see that and kind of get an idea there about what's happening around the world, and with, I mean, with everything that's going on. So, switching subjects here just a little bit. Derek Chauvin's attorney files a motion asking for a new trial on multiple grounds. He filed a motion on grounds of juror misconduct and that the court abused discretion for failing to agree to the defense's request for a change of venue. Now, what is he talking about? I posted a post earlier, a week or so ago, on my Telegram account about one of the jurors talking about how she felt they needed to charge him guilty or find him guilty because of all the riots that would ensue if they didn't. Well, you can't convict somebody of a crime because you're worried about repercussions. That's not the way our justice system is supposed to work. But that's what they're saying they did. Now, that doesn't make any sense. This is the other thing that happened. This is one of the jurors. So Derek Chauvin juror lied. Picture emerges of the juror at a Black Lives Matters rally wearing a "Get Your Knee Off Our Necks" t-shirt. Well, he should never have been on the jury because he's not impartial. Those two things right there would get any case thrown out if we had a legit justice system. And that's a big if. I mean, it really is a big if. But we're living in a time when we don't have a justice system. We have a just us system. We have a system that's designed not for finding the truth of the matter, but finding the politics of the matter. Because if Black Lives Matter was legit and really cared about Black lives, wouldn't they be in inner city St. Louis or inner city Chicago or inner city Baltimore or inner city LA or inner city anywhere in the United States trying to help the lives get better of people with darker skin than mine? Wouldn't they be doing that? Wouldn't they take the billions in dollars that they raised instead of buying multiple houses? Wouldn't they be out there as soup kitchens and maybe building schools and providing educations and scholarships and whatnot for these kids that are trapped in these systems in the inner city? But no, that's not what they're doing. Not at all. They're getting people riled up. They're getting people politically motivated. They're doing things like, if you go over to Telegram, there's a Telegram page called Black Lives Matter Global. And this is the things they say on there. Like, yes, my dear, all white people are racist. And make racists afraid again. I'm for getting rid of racism. We don't need racism. Not reparations, revenge. Calling for riots over at a precinct somewhere. I don't know where that is. and a bunch of their stuff gets removed because it's pretty bad. Hang the white man. Kneel before BLM. Expel the white devil. They say America is theirs. Well, I say come and get it. White people have no future. Now, imagine if I started a Telegram or a Facebook page and I changed all the words in these things right here. I changed that Black Lives Matters to White Lives Matters. And I said, kill the Boer, kill the farmer. That's South Africa right there, by the way. That's South Africa, which is tied together. Black Lives Matter. They don't call it Black Lives Matter, but they call it Black Liberate or Black. It's BLM, but it's something else. I think it's Black Liberation or Black something. I'd have to look it up again. I don't remember. See, what if I said demolish the symbols of Black supremacy? What if I said it isn't rape when the victim is privileged? White lives matter. What if I said that? You see how this works? Do not resuscitate Black people. What if I said that? But see, it's okay for them. This is the stuff that they're putting out there. I can tell you right now, I follow the extremist right, so-called, the QAnon conspiracy theories. I follow them. You don't see this kind of stuff. You don't see this garbage over there. The real racist, my friends, that's Black Lives Matter. 100% racism. You see, they have a plan. It doesn't include you if your politics is not right. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, because these are trained Marxists. So says the leader of Black Lives Matter. She's a trained Marxist from South Africa. You know what they did in South Africa? They had a revolution, a Marxist revolution. The Black Liberation or Black, doggone, I can't think of what it's called. Someone knows, write it in there, comments. But it's BLM, but it doesn't stand for Black Lives Matters in South Africa. So, but it's the same organization. They got Nelson Mandela to be their president. He was a Marxist, by the way. Did you know that? Oh, he's such a peace-loving guy. It's a peace-loving guy. That's when he stuck the burning tires around people's necks. Yeah, peace-loving guy. But I'll tell you what they've done. They've taken that country and they've made it illegal to feed a white person. You cannot give a white person food. They're seizing the land by force, by violence of the white farmers who settled there hundreds of years ago. But they're not giving that land to the Black lives who matter down in South Africa. No. They're giving that land to the Chinese, funded by the Swiss, who are strip mining it because it's mineral rich and shipping all that money back to China and Switzerland. That's right. That's what they're doing down there. You see, this Black Lives Matter is Chinese backed. They're controlling all that. They're in bed with that. A lot of y'all don't realize that. This is, that's the future they want for here. They don't care about who slaughters who, all that stuff. They just want the land for the minerals down there. They don't care about Black lives or white lives. They don't care about any lives. Lives are irrelevant. They're just useless eaters anyway. Let them kill each other. Just give us the land because we need the resources. And they don't care about environmentally friendly BS. They'll strip that land and leave an environmental disaster. That's not their problem. The world is big. All you peace-loving hippies out there watching me going, oh but I love global warming, Greta, But when they rape and pillage this land, when they cut all your giant redwoods down in the northeast or northwest, because you love them so much, oh, the old growth forest, we need it. Ew, it's coming out of me. We need to protect the old growth forest. Oh, when that happens, they will cut them all down, ship them all to China, and they won't give a rip about your environment. Because that's what Marxist communists do. They don't care. Box you all up, ship you to a concentration camp somewhere, put you to work. Useless eaters. So there, on that happy note, thought you'd all enjoy that one. So there's this little article right here that I caught the other day, and it's Warren Buffett is saying that there's very substantial inflation coming. Duh. Anybody who's been to the store in the last few days knows that this is an absolute truth, that there is very substantial inflation coming. So what does he say? He says Warren Buffett is seeing inflation among Berkshire Hathaway's collection of businesses as the economy recovers from the COVID pandemic and kicks into high gear. They're going to blame this on COVID, but it isn't COVID. It's actually more manipulated than that. We are seeing a very substantial inflation, says Berkshire chairman and CEO. The Berkshire chairman and CEO said that a conglomerate annual shareholders meeting Saturday. It's very interesting. We are raising prices. People are raising prices to us, and it's being accepted. We've got 9 home builders in addition to our manufactured housing and operation, which is the largest in the country. So we really do a lot of housing, and costs are up, 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 up. Steel costs, it's just every day they're going up. The legendary invested added Berkshire Hathaway owns one of the largest home builders, Clayton Homes, with companies of Benjamin Moore Paints and Shaw Flooring. Inflation has begun to accelerate recently due to multiple factors, including increased demand and struggles with some areas of the supply chain, as well as just easier comparisons with the pace of a year ago. They're making all this up. This is not the reason why. The core personal consumption expenditures price index, which excludes volatile food and energy prices. No, we don't count anything that goes up. Rose 1.8 in March, the fastest since February 2020, and the headline number increased 2.3, the quickest pace for that measure since 2018. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell reiterated last week that he expects the inflation to show a temporary move higher, then settle back to around 2% target. We spent $20 trillion. $20 trillion. $20 trillion. That's $20,000 billion since this time last year in stimulated funds. That wasn't connected to anything. They just printed it. They printed out of thin air $20 trillion. Have you ever heard of Zimbabwe? Several years ago, Zimbabwe got rid of their money. They said that the Zimbabwe dollar is defunct. And for every 4 quadrillion, a quadrillion is 1,000 trillion. So every $4 quadrillion that you have in the bank in Zimbabwe money, they're going to give you 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 American dollars. Why? Because Zimbabwe thought they could print their way out of trouble. So did the Weimar Republic. That was Germany between World War I and World War II. Gave the rise to Hitler, by the way. When wheelbarrows full of cash wasn't worth anything. Venezuela, more recent. A friend of mine, I've told this story before, a friend of mine who's from Ukraine, he's an American citizen now, said that his family, when they were in Ukraine, when the ruble crashed, his family member came over and said, take your cash and buy stuff. Go buy stuff. Anything. Buy anything. Get it out of cash. He went out and bought a bunch of cars. But those that didn't had stacks and stacks and stacks of cash. They remember seeing these stacks like this, bundles, bundled together. Tens and hundreds of thousands of rubles that were worth nothing. Zero. Toilet paper. At least you'll have some. Oh, but Mike, the American dollar will never do that. It's backed by the good faith and credit of the United States of America. Uh-huh. I'm sure it is. 20 trillion, 20,000 billion dollars printed out of thin air with nothing backing it but the good faith and credit of the United States of America. And you wonder why the price of everything's going up? If you can increase the supply of something, if you increase the supply of something without increasing without increasing the demand, you lower its value. If you increase the supply of something without increasing the demand, you lower its value. That includes fiat currencies. And they increased the supply by $20,000 billion in a year. And in that year's time, wood has tripled in price. Milk, eggs, beans, canned food, cereal, clothing, automobiles, if you can find one, because they're not making them, because they're a semiconductor shortage, because you can't get them out of China because we're in the middle of an economic war. But don't worry about it. You have nothing to fear. Right? Because it's backed by the good faith and credit of the United States of America. So, Glenn Beck was talking the other day about this. And let me let you hear what he has to say.
Bank of America has issued a report that said, at the very least, transitory hyperinflation is coming. Okay, so let's just take them at their word. Not me, not anybody else, not any crazy Yahoo like me saying.
Transitory hyperinflation. Do you know what that is? How many out there, show of hands, knows what transitory hyperinflation is? What he's referring to is the transition. What did he say? Bank of America or U.S. Bank? I don't remember which one he just said. Said transitory hyperinflation. That means a transition between one area to another. One source of money to another. We're entering a period of transitory hyperinflation. That's where the one that we're transitioning from loses its value. Like in Zimbabwe when they switched over to the American dollar. So the temporary until they can get things straightened out. It might not necessarily be from $1 to another. It may be something else in the economy, from one type of economy to another, whatever it is. So let's listen to what he has to say.
This is Bank of America. let's take them at their word. How do you prepare? There's lots of different ways, but you have to start thinking like Germans did in the 1930s. There's a great book. I can't remember the name of it. I'll try to find it here before the end of the hour. But there's a great book out. It was a diary of a guy from Germany, and he just wrote the daily goings on, and it is phenomenal. He said 1 week none of us had any idea what hyperinflation meant. The next week everyone knew what it meant, and the smart people, I should say half smart people, went and they bought as much as they possibly could early on, so their family was stable. The reason why I say they were half smart people is because they told people. And then, of course, when there's real scarcity and you appear to have more than others, they come for you. So everything I am telling you today, I would keep it to yourself. Just so you know, I'm not doing any of these things. I'm wildly unprepared. So the first thing, if you have zero money, I mean, you have nothing, what job are you doing and how valuable will it be in a bad, chaotic situation? Me, I only have my body to offer and no one's paying me to have sex. I'm steak, okay? Very marbled steak. And I know that. My job will be so short-lived. Everybody will be working and doing everything, and I could tell you guys a story. Would you guys like to hear a story? No value in that, okay? In Mad Max, did you see the storyteller? No, they ate him early on. All right. So what skill do you have? If your skill is not good in a bad situation, you might want to look at your hobbies. What are your hobbies? Again, the hobby that I'm starting to really be good at now is painting. Nothing. No one's going to say, hey, you want to paint a picture for me while we all starve to death or working out here plowing just for a stinking carrot? Nobody's going to want a painting. So again, I'm steak. I realize that. Don't be steak. What hobby? What can you do? Can you fix cars? Can you learn to fix cars? Do you have any kind of building experience, farming experience? Do you know how the land even works? Can you sew and repair things? That's the first thing that you have to do, is you have to find the value that you can offer. Because if you have, I'm talking about catastrophic breakdown, you need to be offering people something, skill, because we're all going to need to work together. Which brings me to my next topic. If you don't have a bug out bag, if you don't have a plan to go someplace, you probably should have one now. And may I highly recommend that you are in a town where it's like-minded people. They are good and decent. They have farming skills. They are used to, living off of the land. They are spiritual in nature, and they also believe in the Constitution. I'd find that community, and I'd either move there or I'd have plans on moving there. The other thing you can do is build a really good reference library. For instance, do you know if the drugstore breaks down, do you know anything about medicine? Do you know anything about the plants around you that you can eat or can't eat? I'll be dead in 3 days. I'll be like, where's the cupcake? Where's Sprinkles? Where's the cupcake store? I haven't seen a cupcake store. Where's the cupcake store? There's no cupcake stores here, so go forage for something. Hey, this looks... Build a good reference library, and that includes all of the things that you should have. Every American should have all of the founding documents. All of the Americans. Think of something that is good and worthy. If you only had 7 books, what would they be? Then look for things. Can you get into communications? How will we communicate with each other? What are your communication skills? Do you have any medical skills? Can you get any medical skills? Can you right now go get skills? And don't ever tell somebody you're a doctor. Although I'm a doctor. Boy, won't that be ironic? That's how I'll survive. I'm a doctor. He was very sick before I cut him open. Very sick.
I'm going to fast forward it just a little bit. Just for a sake of time.
As much as you can. Buy something that is of value, a car, even if it's not a fancy car, just a car that works, and a car you could repair. When you have nothing, remember others will have nothing as well. Toilet paper comes to mind. Oh no, Glenn Beck he's starting a rush on toilet paper. Toilet paper is going to be $8 a sheet soon. Yeah, it probably will be, but not because I said something. Toilet paper, razor blades, painkillers, over-the-counter medicines, lip balm, diapers, baby wipes, condoms, bar soap, deodorant, shampoo, all of that stuff. If things get really bad and really expensive, wait a minute, you're a farmer, you have some corn? We haven't had anything but soap for dinner for a while. I'll trade you some soap for some corn. You're looking for things that you can trade people for. Also, I think a very good investment is ammunition. Let me say that again. Ammunition would be a very good investment. We have a couple of stories on that coming up. Also, coffee, alcohol. People don't think this way, but if people can't afford something, and let's say, I can't relate to this, you're an alcoholic, I need alcohol. Even if you're not an alcoholic, right now in today's world, I need alcohol. Lots of it. Kids, don't waste your alcoholism on years where the problems aren't that big. You're going to need that alcohol someday.
As Homer Simpson says, alcohol the cause of and solution to all of the world's problems.
Exactly right. He's exactly right. Coffee and tea, sugar, sweets, chocolate. Think like your grandparents or your great-grandparents in the Great Depression. I told Pat, he's like, oh, good year to start a cookie company. Actually, cookies and chocolates and sugar will be one of the last things that people will stop buying, because when the whole world sucks, you want something normal and you want a treat, and it could be just a bar of chocolate. Would be great.
I've had his cookies, and I believe Kexi Cookie will be the last company standing in America.
Yeah, see, he even has something. He's like, they're coming at us, Glenn, and he's like, they're coming for you, man. I'm the cookie guy.
Well, you're describing here, to interrupt a little bit, you're describing here a real, apocalypse type of situation here. This is not, hey, your prices are going up.
Okay, I don't think so.
This is a world where civilization is crumbling.
Your prices are going up. Again, do not tell people you're doing this. Your prices are going up. Your prices are expensive today. If you're in transitory hyperinflation, your price of your food, your corn, or whatever, is going to go up. I am doing stuff on my house. I bought the stuff that I knew I was going to use. I wasn't using it to barter or anything else. I bought it right now. That's the key. Buy things that you know you're going to need and use, and you know that it might come down before you use it all. But it's better to have it than having to go buy it when it's a bottle of shampoo that used to cost you $3 is now $5 and you think might be $17. Buy it now. The things you can do is cut your spending where you can and buy the things that you know you're going to need. If it's transitory hyperinflation, great. That means things try to say this with a straight face. It means things go back to normal. Great. So try to do everything you can to cut out your expenditures for the next 8 months. Buy the things that are going up. Detergents, bleaches. Bleach is going to go through the roof. If you're looking for anything of building a house, it's going to go through the roof. Think about what the government is spending. They're doing things for the Green New Deal. So everything in a house, everything with a grid, everything electricity, any copper is going to go through the roof, because the government is going to spend billions buying a bunch of it. That leaves very little for you. Also, one last thing. Don't dismiss this. My grandfather taught me, he lived through the Great Depression, and he said, people laughed. He said, we didn't have the money to invest in the stock market. He said, but everybody was trying to get rich. Everybody was borrowing against things they didn't really own. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. The people who were rich, really rich, they were the ones that had money because they didn't play the game of let's get wealthy quickly. They just kept and they bought things when things began to fall apart. You buy things of intrinsic value. Think as unlike the average American as you possibly can. Think about tomorrow. Think about what you need tomorrow. Buy things when you can and store them. And don't work on that. Don't pull from that storehouse until you really need to pull from it. Just keep adding to the storehouse. You go grocery shopping, just.
So that's like good advice, right? That's like your grandparents or your great-grandparents that lived through the Depression and knew what it was like to do without, they said, save not, want not, or say, something like that, want not. Oh, anyways, you know where I'm going. Be prepared. Prepared. You need to think about what would happen if it all came. But Mike, we're going to be saved. Yeah. I believe that God has a plan, and I believe that he's in control, and I believe the prophecies that I played yesterday, I believe all that. But what does it look like before we get there? Do you remember the great toilet paper run of 2020? Do you remember what that led to? Got one more little video, and I'm not going to play a lot of it. I posted this video on my Telegram account. This is called The Last Huntsman on YouTube. You can go find him there. He's actually a friend of mine. I know this guy personally, and I'm only putting this video up, and I'm not gonna play his voice. I'm just gonna play him in the background. He's right here. In this particular video, I posted this video on my Telegram account. You can go watch it. He's kind of dry, but his gear is, straight up. His gear is perfect. The guy really puts together his gear really, really, really well. And he does these videos where he helps you set up and gives you ideas how to set up. Like this particular case is a bug out or get home bag. And this is what he uses. And just so as I'm explaining, I'm just letting him go in the background here. He's got this bag, and he goes through in this video and he starts telling you how to set it up and how he sets it up and what he puts in it and what kind of ideas and things that maybe you need to put in yours and what it's for and how you do it. And this guy is really good at what he does. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. It's right there. It's The Last Huntsman. And like I said, if you go to my Telegram page, you can click on it, take it to him, and then you can follow and subscribe and do all that stuff with him, because he does lots of good videos on bushcraft, how to survive in the woods, how to find food out in the woods, how to he does product reviews where he talks about different guns and knives. He's a knife specialist. He's really good with that kind of stuff. And he just got a lot of good stuff. So I'm just playing that on there because I just wanted you to see that this is actually a concept that a lot of people don't even consider, is a bag with stuff in it, like this little nifty little solar panel he's flipping out right there to charge your cell phones or whatnot out in the woods. And to tell you how to get the stuff and all kinds of stuff like that. And a lot of people don't even have the concept of a bag that's sitting there in your closet in case stuff gets real, or sitting there in your truck when you're at work in case stuff gets real and can get you home. It's all about being prepared. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for what's coming? What is coming? Do you know what's coming? I've talked about different things like silver and all that stuff, but what about now? If something was to happen now. They're talking about cyber attacks all over. They're shutting infrastructure down with cyber attacks. They're talking about a big giant solar flare that was supposed to hit this week, and they really didn't know what reason they're concerned about solar flares is back in the day, in the late 1800s, they had this massive solar flare that melted telegraph cables and caused railroad tracks to spark back and forth. There was so much energy from this solar flare that hit the earth. Now, back then, no one cared really that much, didn't make that big a deal. But today, if it's melting telegram, what's it going to do to your cell phone? What's it going to do to your electric grid? What's it going to do to, or you see where I'm going with that? So anyways, just check him out in his video over there at The Last Huntsman, and he'll go through and break down this whole thing, give you some ideas. Because, well, Some of you may not even, I know some of you out there are like pros at this kind of stuff, and that's cool, but there's a lot of people that had never, I talked to one lady one time and I said, hey, you should be prepared because something could happen. You should have, you know, at least 2 or 3 days, a week, a month, a year, whatever, shelf-stable food that if the power gets shut off for an extended period of time, you can survive. She says, oh, I never thought about that. Huh. I do have a couple stale old packages of instant oatmeal in the like, well, that's not going to get you by very long. I suggest you have a little more than a couple old stale packages of instant oatmeal in the cupboard. What are you going to do if the power goes out? I got one last thing that I'd like to read to y'all, and I'm going to end this today. But this is, you know, at some point, we're going to have to stand up and take our country back in one form or another. And I don't know how that's going to work or how that's going to look or what's going to finally trigger it. I really, 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 really don't want to see a civil war, a shooting war in this country. 10% of the population died during the last Civil War. There's a lot more people in that 10%, a lot larger number. But this is a letter written by Thomas Jefferson. It was written to William Smith, the secretary for Adams. It was from Paris, France, November 13th, 1787. Persevering lying. The British ministry have long hired their gazetteers to repeat and model into every form lies about our being an anarchy. That the world has at length believed them. The English nation has believed them. The ministers themselves have come to believe them. And what is more wonderful, we have believed them ourselves. Yet where does this anarchy exist? Where did it ever exist? Except in a single instance in Massachusetts. And can history produce an instance of a rebellion so honorably conducted? I say nothing of their motives. They're founded in ignorance, not wickedness. God forbid we should ever be 20 years without such rebellion. The people cannot be all and always well informed. The part which is wrong will be discounted in proportion to the importance of the facts that they misconceive. If they remain quiet under such misconception, it is lethargy, the forerunner of death of the of the public liberty. We have had 13 states independent 11 years. There has been one rebellion. That comes to one rebellion in a century and a half for each state. What country before ever existed a century and a half without a rebellion? And what country can preserve its liberties if its rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? Let them take arms. The remedy is to set them right as to facts, pardon and pacify them. What signify a few lost lives in a century or two? The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It is its natural manure. And the tree of liberty is looking a little frail right now. And maybe, just maybe, it needs some blood. You guys have a great day. Share this video because it's not on Facebook. So share it on your Facebook, share it on your Twitter, share it on your Instagram, share it wherever you want to share it. Please share this video and check me out on Rumble and Telegram. It will be posted there shortly. You guys have a great day.